My name is Janet Van Zoeren, and I am at the University of Wisconsin in Madison. It took me a lot of times just saying the same thing over and over and over again. So I have given a number of 10-minute presentation, 20-minute presentations before, and then I think most of the time goes into making the slides and preparing sort of the material. This one, it was pretty easy. It only took me maybe about a few days, a week to put together the material that I was going to cover, but then it was just saying the same thing over and over and over again to try to memorize, because if I say one too many words, then my whole time slot was off. So that was really where the struggle was for this one. Just practice it a lot and make sure that you sit down with people and say it to other people. So I practice a lot by myself, but that's not really giving you the same atmosphere as saying it to even just your friends or your dog or anybody, or maybe even a mirror would help, but just saying it to an audience is probably going to help out a lot. When I tell people that I study entomology, I usually get the same response. Why insects? The answer is biological control. After all, what is more exciting than harnessing an army of predatory insects to cost-effectively and sustainably remove insect pests? Over 99% of agriculturally important crops have the potential to be suppressed by these biocontrol agents. And biological control is one of the main pillars in integrated pest management, which relies on the combination of tactics to reduce pest insects. This combining of tactics is great because it reduces reliance on any single pest control technique. However, the biological control agents are highly sensitive to their environments. So strategies to remove pest insects can have the unintended consequence of also removing the biocontrol agents. And when this happens, the pests win. So research into the compatibility of different pest control tactics in the context of an agricultural system will inform growers of which techniques can be used together. For my research, I focused on the compatibility of cultural and chemical with biological control in commercial cranberry production. So cranberries, as well as actually being the best Thanksgiving food, cranberries are also a unique crop in that they can withstand frequent flooding events. So although throughout the summer cranberries are a dry irrigated crop, they have the potential to be flooded for 1 to 2 days, which can be an effective cultural pest control tactic. So this sets up the design of my experiment, looking at food web dynamics in marshes using the spring flood with those using the spring spray. Sorry. So I measured the abundances of Sparganosis fruitworm, which is one of the most damaging pests in cranberry, and of spiders and parasitoid wasps, representing the biocontrol agents following the flood and spray treatments. And I found some really interesting results. The abundances of the spiders and parasitoids increased slightly following the flood, but decreased dramatically following the insecticide spray, while the pest, Sparganosis, was equally abundant following both treatments. So could this mean that by flooding instead of spraying, growers can actually nurture these pest suppressing insects and cause it to be as effective as the more environmentally damaging pest insecticide spray? That seems to be the case. And looking at this from a different perspective, if a cranberry grower is trying to decide if flooding would be a reliable pest control strategy on their marsh, I would recommend that they quantify their naturally occurring biocontrol agents. So if these are abundant and potentially highly effective spiders and parasitoid wasps, then the flood will allow them to maintain these allies. However, if biocontrol agents are scarce on their marsh, the flood may not be such a great tactic in their particular situation. So in this way, my research has helped to growers to make these difficult pest control decisions, and also to reduce their reliance on insecticides.